So they say that the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 7 streams of income. Have you also heard people say that having only one source of income is like having no source of income? I mean, it makes sense, right? If that one source of income is disrupted, and let's say you're home for a while, how are you going to feed yourself? How are you going to fend for your family? That is why it's always risky to have only one source of income. If you want to do well in life, take it from me. If you want to be a millionaire, get a side hustle. That is why in this video, I'll be sharing with you 6 side hustles that you can think of, especially because this is a new year. I'm sure you made several goals and then you wrote down your resolutions that you'd want to achieve. And I'm very sure making more money was part of those resolutions. How else are you going to make that extra cash if you don't supplement your main income with a side hustle? This is not the first time I'm doing a video like this. I've actually done something like that before, but this time around I've added a few things. Okay, so if you're interested, stay tuned. Stop that. Hi guys, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Nana Griselda. On this channel, I talk about nesting, I talk about migrating to the UK, I talk about opportunities for people to relocate to other countries, and I talk about life in the UK as an immigrant in general. So if these are topics that interest you, please do consider subscribing. So the first on my list will be catering services. Honestly, do not downplay this. In the past, let's say the last like 6-7 months, I've ordered about 4 cakes. July was my son's birthday. I ordered a cake. I paid quite some money for it. October was my birthday. I bought a cake, paid for it. My husband surprised me with a YouTube cake as well. He paid for it. Somewhere around November was a friend's birthday. I ordered cake for him. See, in fact, in January and December, I needed to order cakes for some loved ones, but it's like everybody was booked. That's how busy these cake people are. Personally, my sister-in-law is in London, a UK girl, and she's called Caked by D. She is a health professional, but she does cake part-time as well, guys. If you see her Instagram, you see the orders and you see the money that this girl is making. I have not had any discussion with her, but like, if you see it, by the way, if you're looking to get a cake in London, contact her, okay? Caked by D. And she is a health professional. She just took some cake lessons, right? And then she decided to do it part-time. Now with social media, with TikTok, where you can advertise yourself, you can get friends to advertise for you. So long as you're doing it right, there'll be several recommendations. Aside cakes, main meals. See, as a woman, or even as a man, there are some people that have moved over to, let's say, UK or wherever, where they're so tight, they're working 3 shifts in a day, they are doing this part-time, they are too busy to even cook, yet they want to have that feel of the African food, right? So you can start like a small catering business where you're cooking food for the bachelors who cannot cook their own meals. Let's say you're cooking a gushy stew in bulk for people to put in their freezer, you know, be this busy schedule. Even sometimes people who are women can even order. Me, I'm a woman, I know how to cook, but once in a while when I'm too busy, I can order cooked food from people that do that around here. So sometimes when you're very busy, you can do that, and these people are cashing out big time. By the way, if you're doing this on a certain scale, you need to be regulated, okay? So if you're doing this on a certain scale, please do your research, okay? And always, as always, make sure you know what the tax regulations are concerning what you're doing, okay? But there's another nurse, okay? Let me use people that are close to me so that you guys will know that this is realistic. There's another nurse who relocated from the UK to Manchester to join her husband, right? She's not even done the nursing. Back in Ghana, her mommy used to run a food business, so she knows how the food business is profitable and she knows how to cook. So she decided to do that. And now, guys, they are so big. Now, even universities in Manchester are hiring them for programs. I'll leave their Instagram here. If you're in Manchester, you're looking for food to put in your freezer, or you just want to try Ghanaian food or whatever, she's going to hook you up, okay? And she is even a nurse. And now she's not even doing the nursing anymore. The food business obviously is bringing in enough cash. And I know men here that are doing shittle business. I'll leave my shittle plug number on the screen as well so you can see, guys. My birthday, I had several meals done by several caterers, and all of these people, obviously the ones that are doing it, you know, as a business, they're making money. Okay, so if you're a good cook or if you have interest in cooking, you can do this as a side hustle. The only downside to this is that it is directly affected by time. I mean, you cannot, it is affected by your time. It's not like passive. It's active. You have to be present, okay? You can find ways around it where you can do in bulk and save time, blah, blah, blah. But if you are not there, if you are sick, you will not get the money. That's the only downside to this, but it's actually good. So I think that they're making money and you should think about it. So number 2 will be obviously my favorite, which is content creation. Okay, so obviously I'm a content creator. People say YouTuber. Yes. And I've been doing YouTube for, let's say, since 2020. a little over 3 years now. And guys, YouTube has changed my life. It's a side hustle. Planning a video now, because I am very used to this, planning a video and filming a video would not take me more than 2 hours for one video. Okay, and yet some videos can make me as much as £1,000. Some videos can make me as much as £500, and it's still making me money because people are still watching till date. There's some videos that I did 3 years ago when I started that I still get, let's say, £50 from every month or £100 from every month because people keep watching those videos. So that's the best thing with content creation, for example, on YouTube, because the income you make is passive. You don't have to be actively there. I filmed the video, let's say 3 years ago, but you watch it today and I'll get a token from you watching it. So that's good. Let me give you an example. So let's say November of 2023, I made £3,148 from YouTube alone. This is excluding sponsorships, this is excluding affiliate marketing, this is excluding all other things that I do, okay, referral bonuses, everything else. So YouTube or content creation is good. For me, I love YouTube because that was my first love, and personally I patronize YouTube a lot, okay, but some people are cashing out big time from Facebook. There's this content creator who recently contacted me. She wanted to pay her taxes after watching one of my videos on her income, on what she's earned from Facebook, and she was telling me Facebook is paying her good money. People are making big money from TikTok as well. So it's not just YouTube, anywhere else. See, whatever that you love, you can, document it in a video form and share it on Instagram and make money. Now Instagram pays, on TikTok and make money, on YouTube and make money, on Facebook and make money. So content creation will forever be my love, honestly. By the way, I am having the second edition of my masterclass this year. It's going to be around March, okay? I'm going to show you how to do YouTube. I'm going to show you the tips and the tricks that have made me successful in YouTube. I'm going to do this with other content creators who are also doing well in the whole YouTube space. And if you're interested, I'll leave a link in this video in the description of it where you can sign up, so when it's ready you can just book a seat. Okay, so that is it. The third side hustle that I'm mentioning is freelancing. Okay, so I cannot overemphasize how profitable this is. Honestly, see now, I have 2 editors that I pay every single month. I have a thumbnail designer that I pay every single month. My thumbnail designer is it Malaysia or Morocco? I've forgotten, but the country starts with an M. Yeah. And these are all freelance workers or freelancers, right, that I found on various platforms. There are platforms like Fiverr or Upwork, where as a freelancer you can advertise your whatever there, and then people request for your services, they do it for them, and then you pay them, right? So you can be a thumbnail designer, you can be a video editor, you can be a photo editor, you can be a website designer. See, have a look. Go on Fiverr, okay? They are not sponsored today's video. Just go on Fiverr and then just check on the many freelancers that are there. And there's probably something that you can do that is there. That person is cashing out. See, if I tell you how much I'm paying my thumbnail designer every single month, you'll be surprised. And you can do this, but obviously the downside to this as well is that it's tied to your time, because you have to be actively doing that to make money. If you're doing website design, you have to be there. And if you have interest in that, maybe you have interest in website designing or logo design or whatever, and then you have no idea how to start, or even you want to learn, I have no idea about this, but you have interest in it, I recommend the only platform. Join me in saying Skillshare. I owe a massive part of my YouTube success to Skillshare. There are things that I have learned from Skillshare that I have applied to my YouTube that has been really helpful. And what I love about Skillshare is whatever your interest is. So for me, when I go there, it's usually to learn something about YouTube, editing, scripting, filming, blah, blah, blah. It's usually about what I do on YouTube. Skillshare is for everybody and anyone, regardless of the interest. And what I like is that on Skillshare, there are no adverts. And on Skillshare, they have different levels based on your knowledge. And luckily for me, they are sponsored today's video. So another thing that I absolutely love about Skillshare is this thing they introduced called Learning Paths. Okay, so learning paths are curated sequential class collections that would help you master a specific skill or a specific competency. Okay, so it helps you to discover new teachers, it helps you to chart your path forward, it helps you to know exactly where you start your learning journey. So there are several types of learning paths. Like we have learning path for freelancers who are looking to build or maintain their clients. There's a learning path for people who are into side hustles or people who are selling products online, for creative professionals, for full-time creators who are looking to expand. So many different learning paths. Okay, so here's my dashboard on Skillshare, and if you check out some of the learning path, you can see a learning path with Aliyah Dow as a thumbnail called Grow Your First YouTube Channel. Okay, and then when you click on this particular learning path, you can see that it has 6 different classes, which sums up to 10 hours 23 minutes. And then these are a group of classes by experts in this field that have been collected to help you master this particular skill, which is growing your YouTube channel or starting a YouTube channel. So these are 6 classes by experts in these fields that have been grouped together to help you master this particular subject. And Skillshare has several other learning paths as well for whatever that you are interested in. Freelance design business, how to grow your first online business with marketing fundamentals, so many of them. You can have a look at this one as well. So for instance, for those that want to learn how to sew, let's say you want to be a fashion designer, and then you go to this particular learning path, sew custom clothing from scratch. This class has 5 different classes summing up to about 4 hours and 56 minutes, and this class already has over 1,346 students. Okay, so whatever learning path interests you or whatever topic interests you, there's a class on Skillshare for you. So remember, as always, I come with good news. This video's good news is that the first 500 people to use the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial access of Skillshare, 1 month for free. Just go and explore the platform, and then you realize all what I'm talking about. Okay, so thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. Now, selling products online. But with migrants, I would say that usually if you sell very unique goods that are probably very common in Africa but not so common here, you can make loads of money. I remember there's this lady that sells headgear. They're more African-like, and you cannot get them in the Tesco's or in the Primarks and wherever. So if you're somebody that you can make uniquely handmade, crafted, goods, you're good. So you can sell uniquely handmade products online that are maybe probably very common in Africa, but they are not here. Or even if they're not common in Africa, if you can do some of these things. I know this lady that's making is it raffia made bags on social media, on Instagram, and she's blown, like she's become very huge now. And if you can make any of these and sell them online, that's good. You don't necessarily have to be the one making them. You can actually source them cheaply from Africa and then sell them here online and make money. But the thing is, do you even know how to create an online store? Do you even know how to sell things online and make massive profit? Do you even know how to market your products? You don't know. So you as well, join Skillshare. You can teach you all these things. Okay, so selling unique stuff online as well, okay, can also make you money. So the 5th one will be tutoring, like language tutoring online. There are platforms like italki, there are platforms like Lingoda, and so many other platforms where people are learning different languages. See, maybe the only language you know how to speak is English and Yoruba, right? I'm telling you, there are people that are eager to learn Yoruba, probably because they were born here, but they are Nigerians and they want to learn how to speak Yoruba. Maybe the only language you know how to speak is Chi and English. There are people that are craving to learn Chi, yet they have no idea, and all you have to teach them is, let's say, the basics, how to greet or how to do things, and then you're making money. Online teaching, especially the language sector, people are actually making money. There are people that are in China and they want to learn a bit of English and they want to learn just the basics, not any serious comprehension and grammar, just the basic things. And guys, if you are willing to teach these people, you can make lots of money. Like I said, italki, Lingoda, and so many other platforms, they offer this tutoring service where you can register and tutor them. And then the last one that I'll mention is property. I know that as migrants, maybe starting up in a new country, you might not get the necessary finances or enough finances to start property, buy property and rent out or whatever, but there are several ways to go. So we have what we call service accommodation. Okay, so service accommodation, let me tell you what it is and you can do it. Another way they call it is rent to rent. So you will rent legally from a landlord, okay? And usually when you rent a place from a landlord, they'll tell you that you cannot change the painting color, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. But with rent to rent, you can actually go into an agreement with the landlord and say, hey, how much do you want for this place, this 2-bedroom apartment? He says, I want £700 a month. You can say, well, I'm assuring you of £900 each month if you let me make some few changes and put this place on booking.com, Airbnb, whatever. And if this person agrees, you come to an agreement with this landlord, and then you know what you do? You pimp up the place some decor things and all that. You pimp up the place, you take professional photos of the place, you put them on Airbnb, whatever there are so many of them. You put them there and you rent the place out night by night. And let's say you're renting the place out, depending on the day of the week. If it's a weekend, it's usually very expensive, depending on the location as well and in the period as well. So people are making, let's say, averagely £80 a night for a place. And people usually like those Airbnb like accommodation because when they get those ones, there's actually a kitchen where they can cook, you know, there's some utensils that they can fry their own egg, make their own food, microwave their own food. Those things, the hotels don't give you that. And people these days would prefer that to hotels, honestly, because the hotel is too rigid. But this is free, it's like their own place. And you are renting this place out each night. Okay, let's say in the whole 30 days it was booked for 20 days, so that's 20 days times 80. So you're getting, let's say, 1,000. If you're renting it out every night and it was only occupied 20 days out of the whole 1 month period, you're getting 1,600. Okay, so obviously you pay the landlord what you agreed with the landlord, obviously, because you are paying the light, the Wi-Fi, whatever. You have to pay all those things to make the place nice, the heating, blah blah blah. If you take that out, you can be making £500, £300, £400 extra cash every month. The main thing is the location. If you think the location is good and you can do this and you're able to come to an agreement with the landlord, fine. The landlords, probably they are busy, they cannot do this, right? There are people that have done rent to rent on so many properties, like maybe 50. They're just cashing out from people's properties. It's not theirs. They can walk out at any time. So the service accommodation is one way to go about it. And there's so many videos on YouTube here where people are sharing how you can do it. So these are my top 6 ways or side hustles that immigrants can do. If this was of benefit to you in any way, kindly like this video. And I'll leave a link to the description for anybody that wants to join my upcoming masterclass on how to do YouTube. And I'll also leave the Skillshare link in the description as well. I hope this was of benefit to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.